We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen. Nate, what's going on? 3 more wins. 3 more wins. Welcome to the Weekly Beer Show. I'm Dan. I'm Travel Man Dan. That right there.
Nate.
All right. What's up, Nate?
What's going on? Non-alcoholic Nate.
Non-alcoholic Nate. I am Travel Man Dan. Welcome to the Weekly Beer Show. We have an exciting show. First, I'd like to address the time. It's 2 o'clock because we got more important things going on. Nah, just kidding. We do have something really important going on, and we are playing to the fact that the Phillies are in the World Series. That's my man, non-alcoholic Nate's team. Yeah, 3 more wins. They stole one from Houston last night, and I loved it. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, yeah, we just switched it up. Next week will be Sunday at 5 p.m. And, Nate, we will be drinking some alcohol again.
Oh, man. It's going to be the first one in, just about 30 days. I am probably going to take some liberties, maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, which would be November 1st or 2nd, when hopefully the Phillies are securing their World Series championship. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I think you should enjoy it. It's something about the camaraderie in your team. They made it. They haven't been there since 2009. And you know what? We went through the 30 days. It'll actually be 30-plus days because the last beer that we had was October 2nd. And we've gotten to, pretty much a full month, 4 weeks of non-alcoholic beers. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing on the show. This is the Weekly Beer Show. We are in the month of the weekly non-alcoholic beers. Last week was the Battle of the Stouts. Okay, if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. And the winner was unanimously the Guinness, a drought with 0.0. They scored 31.5. Really kicked the shit out of the Groovy. The Groovy was it was okay. It was not that good, to be honest with you. It tasted like stout seltzer.
Were you surprised by that? Did you think maybe a smaller, crafty style, we're going to be liberal with that term, but would overtake more of a macro level non-alcoholic?
I certainly did, Nate. I was not expecting that. I was pleasantly surprised. Those of you that are, pledge allegiance to Guinness, go ahead and pony up and try one of their 0.0s. We definitely have it as a winner on our show. What we do is we go ahead and we judge 2 beers. And today we got another battle of the wheat non-alcoholic beers. So get ready for that. Yeah, well, I'm excited about that, Nate. I'm not a big fan of wheat beers in general, but throughout the years of doing this show, I've grown to like them. We got some fun stuff coming up. There's going to be no good news. We do have a quote of the show. We're going to be doing what are you reading, what are you watching, what are you listening to. We're going to be hopping over to our favorite segment, the What Would You Rather, and we wrap it up with each beer getting scored. That's what we're doing. Thanks a lot. If you're first time here, thanks for hopping on. Please let us know that you're here. Crack them, smell them, taste them. Boy, Chris. Nate, why don't you tell us, like Chris, our returning audience, what we do here?
Well, you guys know we take those 2 beers, we crack them, smell and taste them. We take it to the scorecard, 5 different categories with a total chance of 25 points. None of the non-alcoholics have gotten really that close, Danny. The Athletic threw their hat in the ring, and they were the closest. But what do you think? Do we get 25 out of 25 today?
I don't know. I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. I'll do a handstand. How's that? I'll do a handstand on the show if we get a 25 out of these non-alcoholic beers. But, part of thank you very much, Chris. Good to see you here. Crack them, smell them, taste the boys. Hey. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Nate, I am so excited for you. Today is another great game for you guys tonight. Tell me a little bit of what you're feeling. We talked a little bit briefly before the show started. It's never fun when your team that you support is not doing well, right? And the Phillies haven't really been doing well since 2009, was it?
The last time they made the playoffs was 2011.
Okay.
When they lost to the St. Louis Cardinals, ironically enough, in the National League Championship Series.
I kind of remember that. I was in China.
It was the game where Ryan Howard struck out on a swing strikeout and tore his Achilles in St. Louis while they celebrated around him.
Oh, wow, man. That's not what you picture to be a celebration for anybody. That sucks. But, hey, hopefully they can win the World Series. The last time the Phillies were in the World Series, I was actually in Pennsylvania on tour. It was pretty exciting. I was just I don't know, they call them townships in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. There's pickled eggs at the bar, and like it's these weird little. It's always a little valley, and you can see the whole valley as you're going down into it. We're living here in Allentown. The whistles are blowing, but Pennsylvania's cool. Always fun place to visit. But I remember I was there, and boy, people were jazzed up, and that's been the whole story of the baseball season so far. Is like this postseason, I guess, is how rabid the fans are, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they have kind of an unfair advantage. One of the things I thought was pretty interesting when watching the game last night is when you're kind of poking your head into Twitter and you're seeing the reactions as part of what watching sports is today, right? And you can kind of see all the feedback from Phillies fans that traveled down to Houston, and they're like, this feels like a regular season game because of how nuts the bank has been. They called, of course, Bryce Harper's go-ahead home run against the San Diego Padres as Bedlam at the bank. The place was absolutely rocking. I don't know if
what do they call it?
Bedlam at the bank.
Bedlam. What is it? Like Bedlam? What's Bedlam?
Craziness. Just the reaction, like they say the stadium was shaking. Like that's how crazy it was. So I don't think the San Diego fans had really any chance, and I don't know if Houston does either.
Man, I hope so. I don't like Houston at all. They rank up there with the Chiefs and the Dolphins, and I guess the Bruins, not the Yankees.
For a lot of people, it's the Yankees, though.
I don't like the Bruins. I don't like the Dallas Stars, and I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. Come to think of it, my most hated teams are probably Texas teams.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't like the Cowboys after they beat us twice in the Super Bowl. I really don't like the Dallas Stars because Brett Hall was in the crease. And I don't like Houston at all. There's nothing likable out of them, I mean, yeah.
It's a very unlikable team. It's interesting because the entire, the people that are paying attention to World Series are outside of Houston, almost all rooting for the Phillies. So they showed a map of where bets are coming in, and it shows the entire country. So who's favoring the Phillies? There's 6 states favoring the Houston Astros, and the rest are favoring the Phillies.
Yeah, it's probably Louisiana, Oklahoma, Nebraska.
It's exactly. It's those 6 states right around Texas.
I mean, look, Altuve's cute, little, and all. You know what I mean? But we're over it, bro. Go Phillies! Go Phillies! Can't believe I'm saying that. All right. This is a beer show, Nate. Good luck tonight. I hope the team does it. I hope I'll be rooting for them. I'll be flipping back and forth. Well, actually, I have 3 TVs and a computer, so I'll be watching hockey, baseball, and boxing tonight. Guys, today, right now, it's time to get into our first non-alcoholic beer. This one, that's right. I said non-alcoholic. If you're just hopping on, thank you so much. We have 2 slamming people in the room right now. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Viewership may be down, but we're still bringing the same energy. Be sure to tune in next week at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, because we're going to be going back and we'll be drinking some beers. We'll get into it a little bit later about which beers we're drinking. Right now, we're bringing out today's first non-alcoholic beer of the Battle of the Wheat, and it is from Sober Carpenter, and it is called White. Check it out. All right. Okay. Pretty cool looking can, Nate.
Yeah, these guys are out of Canada, Danny. I don't know how many Canadian beers we've done, but here's one.
Couple of hosers, eh? All right. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Oh, Canada, I stand. All right, enough of that. Hockey's later. By the way, speaking of anthems and Phillies, did you see the guy that opened up the World Series?
I didn't watch it. I saw people. I saw the aftermath of people complaining, but I didn't watch it.
He was fun. I forget his name. It was like Cutie Tip, or I don't know, but he was from the Black Pumas. Apparently, that's a pretty popular group. But he sang their lyrics wrong.
He did?
Oh yeah, dude, he's awesome. He sang like the first verse, and he was inserting dreaming in there. It was great, man.
Was it on purpose, or was it because he didn't know? Did he forget? I don't know. Maybe it was a remix.
I mean, it could have been a remix. It could have been Eric Burton. There you go. Chris Duncan on the scene. Hey, Xi Jinping, ni hao ma. 要喝一点东西吗？啤酒. All right. Anyway, enough of Eric Carpenter and Eric Burton and
Eric Carpenter.
the Silver Carpenter. All right. It's established in 2019. What part of Canada is it made in?
Montreal, I believe.
Cool.
French Canadian, as it were.
Awesome. Love it. One of my favorite places I really want to see. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's go ahead, Nate, and crack it, smell it, taste it. Okay. Not a bad smelling wheat beer.
Smells like a wheat beer, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And I'm not a big fan. Do you like wheat beers, Nate?
It's probably the beer style I choose the least.
Yeah.
If I'm at a brewery and I see, I just skip right over them. I don't know what it is about them. It's not really my cup of tea. Our mutual friend AJ, he's absolutely nuts over all wheat beer. I think it's the only beer that he basically drinks. So there's a lot of people out there that love it. There are a few that I do really like, Allagash being one of them, and more of the old school style ones, the Germanic ones.
No shock top?
No.
All right, well, let's go ahead and pour this sucker in and see what it looks like.
Ooh, very, very light.
Oh,
very light.
This looks like a champagne.
Yeah, it looks like a champagne, a shandy with lemonade.
Oh, shandy. Look at that. Yeah, that's wheaty. That is a wheat beer right there. Look how light that is.
It looks
a lot
like
of carbonation going on, Nate. A lot of carbonation. If you're just hopping on to the show, this is what we're drinking. It's another non-alcoholic beer. It's called White by Sober Carpenter. Well, we cracked them. We smelled them. Now let's go ahead and taste them. Cheers.
Cheers. Not getting a ton in the nose. Fuck. It's the same thing.
It's I'm tasting a lot of floral. That's the one thing that I don't know what it is. I feel like I just fell into a rose bush, and it's very, very light. It's a little bit sweet, but mostly I'm tasting a floral flavor. Nate?
It's a seltzer with beer flavor again. Same thing. But prior to the show starting, Danny and I were talking about this. What seems to happen is the copycat syndrome, where somebody like Athletic Brewing, they dive in, they put all their R&D into it, they create a really, really good non-alcoholic beer that can be distributed to anybody in the country. There's no limitations from state regulations. And you know what you get? A lot of this, that they're just emulating that same thing. They take a good idea and then they cheapen it, right? That's what I'm getting from this. That's what I taste from this. I wish I had a better opinion on it, but it just tastes cheap. It tastes like somebody that's not a professional brewer put together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I love Xi Jinping. Non-alcoholic beer again. Probably what tired Hu Jintao. That's hilarious. Yo, we got the twin. What's up, Brian? Wait, hold on a minute. Is that Brian or Brett? And as a priest, I think that's Brett. Is that
what?
Brett or Brian? I can't tell. But what's going on, Brian? We're doing one more day of non-alcoholic brewing. We're gonna go back to it next week. I'll be home December 22nd, so hopefully we'll be able to hang out, go to some Sabres games, and see if you and your brother want to join in on Edward 40 Hands.
Man, I don't know. When you drink a wheat beer, you get that there's a bit of body to it because of the overall citrus kind of flavor profile that you pick up. There's zero coriander in this at all. I don't know if you've noticed that. There's no coriander, no vanilla, no banana, no orange. So it's just
you don't taste that. Maybe that's what I taste is the banana. When a banana gets really, really ripe and it almost tastes like a flower. Maybe that's the floral flavor. I mean, to look at this beer, you'd think it looks like a beer. It's completely flat. There's no head on it. I don't know. These non-alcoholic beers kind of suck, man. To be honest with you, I'm glad they're over.
There's one good one that the Athletic was good, man. We can't overlook that. That was good. I want that in my fridge at all times.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
And
I think that always be in my fridge.
That one was not he's never Trump does. You know, I always see people go like this, but I instinctively just felt like this on accident. Sorry, everybody. But you know, I wanted to say that the one Athletic Brewing beer that we didn't try is supposedly their best beer, the hazy one. So I'm going to try that at some point, but
I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this I don't know. This I like a dank flavor. I like the fucking IPA, you know, tickling your cheeks. You're gonna get hammered off it. That's what I miss. I can't wait to get back. We owe some shots to people. We owe a couple of things. You know, I'm not gonna drink every day, but I'm looking forward to having a little bit of alcohol, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And next week we'll talk about the beers that we got going on next week. So we better be ready because we're going to be going from these things to some high octane, IPAs, and I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it too. That's what I love. So please try to join us next week, Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is what we're drinking. It's the Sober Carpenter. It's okay. It's from Montreal. It's not great. I'm not loving it. It's very floral. Must be something to do with the wheat. I don't know. Wheat beers are pretty popular amongst people, but I found that people that like wheat beer, Nate, are really biased towards it. They stick to it, and they only like wheat beer. And people that don't like it, it's kind of like the IPA thing. Like you pick your team, right? Some people are you ever hear IPA people go, "I'm an IPA guy," and I'm a wheat guy. All right, are you a guy? I'm an everything guy.
If it's done well, I like any of it. I won't discriminate against any style of beer. I'll drink all of it except for macro non-alcoholics.
Yeah,
those things are
I'm a Gillies guy. That's what I am. You know what I mean?
Gillies. If you're watching, send me a 6-pack so I can get back into the flow of things.
Yeah, and Huddle, if you're watching, send me that snappy hot beer that you got. I'll be there in 3 weeks. We're going to Huddle, dude. We're going, man.
A mosquito bite.
But yeah, so this is the wheat beer. Nate, what goes on in the process of wheat beers? Is it something that like they brew differently? Is it something that that they add differently? Like because I know beer is brewed potentially with grain and rice and then wheat. So what is going on with the wheat?
No, there's no. This is we can talk about it here in a couple of the slides here, but there's a couple of different that you would drink, and right there in the middle, you'll see Allagash. We'll probably talk about or reference Allagash quite a bit. It's probably the most popular American. Well, I shouldn't say most popular. The best American wheat beer out there. The most popular is probably Blue Moon, right? So what type of beer is a wheat beer? They're ales. Ales ferment at warmer temperatures, top fermentation. When you see the picture on the right, the top right there, wheat beer, they're light in color and flavor with little to no bitterness. There's three different, or I shouldn't say three, there's a lot of different types of wheat beers, but they categorize into 3 different categories. One of them being the Germanic style. You can see underneath there, the Weiss beer, which is really the most popular. It's going to be more of the standard style Hefeweizen, Dunkel, the Bach, and then the Berliner Weiss. With the Berliner Weiss, it's a really popular beer for adding a lot of adjuncts in. You'll see a lot of the sours, pastry sours will start with a Berliner Weiss kind of base and then add a bunch of fruit and adjuncts into it. Belgian wheat beer, of course, that's what this is. This is a knockoff. It's a non-alcoholic version of a Belgian wheat beer. And, of course, you have other wheat beers, American wheat beers. Allagash, I believe, is a Belgian style, but would probably fall within the American category. So what is it like? Appearance. Traditionally, wheat beer was made using pale 2-roll wheat. Now, you need to have at least 50% of your grain bill being wheat, from what I understand. This resulted in a beer that is gold to pale yellow. Due to the high protein content from the wheat, this beer will appear hazy. The use of top fermenting ale yeast, which is served in the final beer, also gives this style of beer a less clear and more opaque appearance, which this actually has. You know, you can't see through this. This has got a bit of haze to it. The aroma, which this has very little of, you will pick up clove and banana. The high content wheat also produces an unmissable malt aroma. I do get malt here, but it's much thinner than they are discussing from a perspective of something like an Allagash.
I think that's the floral taste, Nate. Do you know what it says? Toasted wheat, oat flakes, and Cara. What's Cara? C-A-R-A.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. I'm getting all kinds of things for like Center for Anti-Opiates, and I just want to see.
What if it's a citrus? It might be a citrus fruit.
Huh.
I'm not sure. But taste, wheat beers are generally well balanced and drinkable due to the low to moderate and sometimes not existent hopping. This beer is typically a dry finish. The mouthfeel is a sensation a drink produces when it's in the mouth. Of course, this is a medium body. For this, it's 0. There's no mouthfeel. It just tastes like seltzer. So what do you drink this out of? Danny is a particular glass he's drinking out of. I'm just drinking out of a IPA glass. I don't particularly mind drinking out of any glass, to be honest. But if you're going to be a stickler about it, you see under the Pilsner category on the bottom right, the Weissen beers, that's what you would be drinking a wheat beer out of if you were going to choose the proper glassware. What would you eat with a Hefeweizen? Sweet and fruity with notes of banana and clove. Some even have bubblegum or vanilla undertone, full body with high carbonation. Again, no body on this one. And here you can see tacos, light seafood, salads, and cream sauces. I chose cheese. I think salty cheese goes really well with the brininess, the coriander, and the orange zest of a really good Hefeweizen. And of course, fish tacos, a little bit of spice, citrus forward. Those are two things I would pair with this style of beer. And I did go into the 10 best wheat beers in 2022 per liquor.com. If you guys don't check out their website, it is a good place to find a lot of information about beer. Their best overall wheat beer for 2022 is the Allagash White. Their best budget is the Samuel Adams Summer Ale. Danny, have you tried that?
No, but I'm on a budget, so I think I will definitely. Wait, the Summer Ale. Yes, yeah. I have tried it. Dude, that's crazy. I was talking to Steven, my brother, right before the show, and they were smoking meats, and that's what he was drinking. I was like, "Are you drinking a Pacifico?" And he showed me. He goes, "No, I'm drinking a Sam Adams Summer Ale." So I didn't know that was a wheat.
Yeah, people like that beer. The best splurge, so something a little bit more money. Jack Abbey's, this is out of Massachusetts, Blood Orange Wheat Radler. Best German this is no surprise here. This is one of the OG. It is the OG. It's the oldest brewery in the world. The best Germanic would be the Weißstefaner Hefeweißbier. Danny, have you had that?
I have. Yeah, I like it.
That's quality. So that's
I've had that in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in Berlin, I wanted to try one of those. So yeah, I had it right from the tap.
Did they serve it in the glass like you're drinking?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, if you want to try to understand the baseline foundation of a Hefeweizen beer, go drink the Weißstefaner. That's going to give you the baseline, and everything kind of works off of that. Best American, the Lagunitas Stupid Wit. Interesting. Now, what I like about this is it's 6.3%. It's not often when you get these style beers, unless it's one of the box that starts to elevate in ABV. They're usually in the 5.2-6 range, like 4.8 to 5.5 area.
Yeah, why is wheat beer less on the ABV?
Oh, I just don't think it's gotten to the point where people have started working with doubles and imperials. They might have to do with the level of interest. I'm not sure, but I would say over the past 6 months, I was at a random bar where I was able to get a double wheat beer for the first time, and it was like 6.5%, and it was boozy. And I'd say that was probably the best one that I've ever had, better than the Allagash, better because there was something about having the backing of the booziness that really made it more enjoyable.
Nice.
It was a really good beer.
Hey, Nate, I'm just going to stop you real quick and bring up a comment real quick. Damian, good to see you here, man. All good. You're not late at all. You are actually early. We switched up the time because of the World Series. Nate, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. That's really good information. Talked about, what a wheat beer is. Go Phils, 3 more wins. Talked about some wheat beers that you might want to try. Talked about a lot of stuff in there, the food pairings and stuff like that. Nate knows his shit, guys. So thank you, Nate, for sharing that.
No problem.
I gotta say, this has got like an addictive, weird. I don't want to eat it. It's like old baseball card bubble gum, but I still want to eat it. Taste to it.
I think it's because it's cold and somehow
I'm actually liking it. I've turned a corner. I don't love it. There's no booze in it, but it's okay. It's not bad.
Well, the one good thing about it though is, on here it tells you the calories. So if you were just wanted something that's just, it's not an iced tea, it's not a Snapple, it's not a soda. This is better than a soda, right? You can drink this. It's got 50 calories, 10 carbohydrates. That's not bad for an entire.
That's not bad. That's a good point, Nate. That's a really good point. Like, say, like if you don't want to drink, you're eating pizza or pretzels, you're at a party, whatever, no alcohol. I know. Frank, don't worry. Next week, Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going back to the old way of doing things. There's a little quick preview. Like flew across the screen. We're going to be getting banged up, boozed out, drinking alcohol, giving scores. I can't wait. Look at Nate smiling. He's just grinning ear to ear. Yeah, we're both really thirsty for a sip. So don't worry, Frank and everybody else. We'll be back to normal. And then that's going to set precedent for the remaining full year. The only difference, the only change we might have is sometime in late January due to the playoff schedule and the Super Bowl being like if one of us is at Sunday nights. But from that point on, it's going to be Sunday at 5. So looking forward to that. You guys do great. Punish the Leva November. I get it. He's from Massachusetts.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's an orange.
An orange. So,
but I don't know. Is it, Nate? Because I saw I saw Cara Vienna and it's a grain. But
so what are Cara? Now I know. Okay.
Cara is a grain.
Winter cultivar, the species Citrus cyanide. I can't even pronounce that. It's kind of like a Valencia orange.
I like a Valencia orange.
Interesting.
I like Valencia oranges. But hey, this, you know what? It's not that bad, I guess. I the first sip, I don't like anything floral. I don't like drinks floral. I definitely don't like floral perfumes.
You don't
reminds me of what's it?
You don't like green tea? That's floral.
Not in the way that it's not like yo, sup, Carlos? I'm boozed out right now. I love it. Well, hold on. We got Damien. Thank you so much. Good to see you here, Carlos. No, I love green tea, but I mean like flower power. It reminds me of like anywhere from 84 to 94 when I was getting allergy shots. The nurse always wore this floral perfume, and I just never liked it. And then mixed in there with that alcohol swab where they would give us. My mother would take us every week for allergy shots.
Really?
Oh yeah, every week for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Richards on Colvin and Delaware Road. Anyway, thanks for hopping on. If you're here, this is what we're drinking. It's a Montreal-based company called Sober Carpenter. This is their white, non-alcoholic wheat beer. So if you have a little problem with alcohol and you can't drink anymore, this might be one of your things. If you're out and you're driving around, you're headed to the volleyball game, you're headed camping, you want to drink and drive, this is maybe what you want to drink. If you're sitting around, you're eating calzones, you want to enjoy a nice beer without the extra calories, this might be your drink. Nate, how you liking it? He's sipping it slow. That means no. Dude, you better go back to drinking the glass. I'm calling you out. When we start drinking booze, you better be drinking the full thing. I noticed something. All right, moving on. Nate, the Sober Carpenter's in Montreal, right?
It is.
I really want to go to Montreal. Can you take us on a brewery tour?
Absolutely. So There we go, guys. Sober Carpenter. There's their logo, established in 2019. Their credentials are below here. They are on Instagram and Twitter. Again, a couple of different maps here. Located in Canada, our neighbors to the north, the very friendly people up in Canada, are brewing out of Montreal, Quebec. French Canadians. Today's beer is the white non-alcoholic wheat beer, 0% on tap. Decent amount of check-ins.
Quite a bit, man.
Yeah, they've done all right. You can tell they've been around for 1 or 2, 3 years, right? So 1,000 check-ins. Score's not great. And when I taste it, and I look at the score, and I'm like, yep, it's about right. That's what I'm tasting, 2.68. Just another picture. Here's a guy with a thumb. And here is their untapped rankings over there on the left. Just a picture from their website. You know, they obviously have a particular demographic they're going at, much like Athletic Brewing. All of these brewers are kind of going after lifestyle, activity, being active, wellness, outdoors, hiking, camping, a lot of scenic photos like this. So
let's go back to that photo real quick.
Go ahead.
You think these two guys are brothers?
Yes.
They both have the identical, they look like they're blowing. This guy looks like he looks like he's ready to blow into a trumpet. The other guy, they both have that same puckered lip look.
All right, and I'm going to throw one more at you. I think the girl in the blue shirt to the left is their sister.
They all have the same schnoz. They all have the same smile.
So there they are. Our story. Sober Carpenter is a non-alcoholic craft beer brewery created by two brothers. Passionate about beer for many years, they began trying their hand at craft brewing in their parents' basement, experimenting with recipes and perfecting their style. Years later, after having brewed and tasted a wide range of beers, their passion remained, though their lifestyle had changed. After starting their own families, they wanted to keep their social life active while reducing their alcohol consumption. It was only natural when they turned to non-alcoholic beer. Unfortunately, after several searches, they realized that the current offerings were very limited and not to the standards they expected in taste and mouthfeel after years of consuming craft beer. That's when they decided to create Sober Carpenter with a range of non-alcoholic beers so good you won't have to compromise on taste if you want a healthier lifestyle. So good that you'll forget it's non-alcoholic. Guys, I really, really appreciate the idea, the vision. But right here in your story, you're telling me about mouthfeel. Man, I don't get any mouthfeel from here. I don't get any of the taste that I would expect at a high level of non-alcoholic, but you guys threw your hat in the ring and you're doing it. So congratulations on a decent offering here. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that like it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate you taking us to that brewery tour. Oh, what's this?
One more thing. This is, and I think this is really the angle here, is that they're able to sell this stuff, on Amazon, and there's no regulations. That is, you're going to see a lot of companies doing this. So you can go right there, $43. What is that? It's a 12 pack.
What?
For $45, 12 pack. So,
oh man,
why would you not want to get into this business right now? Unless, of course, you're concerned with the integrity. But yeah, there you go. That's what you're going to see.
It just goes to show you that everything is really driven so high. And I hate to say this, I don't know if it's this, but it's like, it's definitely the internet has something to do with it, but the millennial force, and I like millennials. I never say anything about any of them, but what I've realized in the last 15 years is things across the internet that should never be what they are absorbently expensive. And there's always a rebuttal on these younger people, I guess, mentioning how well their product is and stuff like that. Look, $42 for a 12-pack? For what? For non-alcoholic beer? I get what they're doing. They're selling this image of beer and not drinking, and it's cool and things like that. Is that a young thing, Nate? Is that because I can't picture people our age talking about this kind of thing and pricing it out that much. I don't know.
I think it's I don't know what it is. It's people finding a niche in the market, and they know that they can take advantage of it and profit off of
But it's this thing, and it's like not just, and I'm not just going after sober carpenter. I'm talking about like crazy amounts of, like, you see like a course. You want to take an online course, and somebody's selling the online course. They pop up all the time, and you go to look at it, it's $5,000. You know what I mean? Like all this crazy, like, I don't know, but that also could be in Canadian dollars, so it could be a little bit more expensive, and that would probably mean it's probably about $30 American. But I don't know, for a 12-pack, maybe they put 50% sale on sometimes. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. I just don't see the worth in it. We're going to get into the price in a little bit. And going back to their statement, I can tell this has no alcohol, and that's one of the things I don't like about it.
Yeah, it's just listen. It's not a regular beer, so we have to remember that it is a non-alcoholic version of a beer that's of a drink that's supposed to have alcohol. So it's not going to be the same. So maybe my expectations are too high.
Yeah, big game James chiming in. You ball breaker, I have an online course I'll sell you. It's special rate is 10 G's. See, that's what I'm saying. And I don't know. It's just I see something like this. I'm not saying these guys, because look, they created a business, and that's awesome. What up, James? Good to see you. I commend them, because I didn't start a business, and I'm not selling alcoholic beer. So that is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I am inundated with courses or expensive things that are supposed to be cool, new, and trendy, like times 3 every single day. Are you too, Nate?
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
listen,
James.
If you're scrolling Instagram, you're constantly going to be hit up with subscriptions, and it's all the same thing repackaged. It's all the same thing repackaged, and but I guess there's an argument to be said that you're keeping that money away from big corporations and trying to support people doing things on their own. So there's an angle that I buy into as well.
Yeah. And look, I like that they're doing that. It's just crazy, because Frank says this. Like, Frank says, sell some courses, Beer 102. And we may do that one day. So you could come back to this video and soundbite me for 3 minutes, sounding off how middle-aged people are different. I like millennial. I like young people. I think they're creative. I think they're hardworking. I think they get a bad rep. But you too. But it's just crazy how 12-pack for $45, Nate. You know what I mean? Seems a lot. It seems expensive. But hey, I'm not here to bitch. I'm only here to go ahead and try these beers out and give them a score. And it's time for me to give them a score. You guys ready? Let's do it. We got James, big game James. You totally should. Thank you, Damien. Yeah, maybe one day we will. And maybe one day, what I really would like to do is do a Patreon. And so I'm not poo-pooing anything. Like, good for those people. And if they're making it work, good on them, man. Because I would do it too if one day I hope to. But it's just, we see a lot of that stuff, and I'm wondering, is that the internet? Is that the products that are coming out into our world? What is that, Nate? You know what I mean?
Right.
Totally uninterested.
All right, I'm writing down my.
You gave me a right. And if you are too, don't worry. It's time to change. All right. I wear my vulnerability on my chest, just like the scores. I'm going to go ahead and get Now, Damien says I'm a millennial. No, don't. That's not what I meant. I like millennials, and I think they're really good people. There's jagoffs, jerk-offs, and shitheads, okay, of every age group, of the boomers, of what are we, Nate? X's?
Mm-hmm.
X, Generation X, and millennials. Look, there is literally jerk-offs, jag-offs, and shitheads of every generation. They get a bad rap. Let's look at all the good things that they've contributed. All right, moving on. I am not here for sociology. I'm here to judge beer. And this beer today, Sober Carpenter, non-alcoholic beer. The taste on it, I don't know, man. It's very floral. It's got a sweet, malty taste. There was no alcohol, so absolutely no boozy. It wasn't terrible. I'm giving it a 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2.0. Same thing. No body, no real taste. Again, just tastes like a seltzer. It tastes like it's very, very quickly done. 2.0.
Okay. All right, price. Now, I just went on a tangent for 5 minutes about everything. dealing with price. What does this can of beer cost, Nate, non-alcoholic
It
wise?
was $12.99 for a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans.
All right, so $13. All right, divided by 4, it's about $3.75. Now, if we look at it like that, that's comparatively not that bad, but there's no booze in it. So I don't really like that. I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 2.5 because I like what they're doing. I like that they give you 4 more ounces, and I think it's cool, but there's no booze, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, for me, it's a 1.5. I think it's way too expensive for what this is. It is an import, so maybe there's an angle there. You can convince me to give it another half a point to a 2, but for me, it's a 1.5. It's not worth it.
Frank says he's about to drink a Mayflower Porter. Ooh, man, when's the last time we had a porter, Nate?
The 5-pepper porter, Abel Baker.
I never drank it, but I'm sure you did.
Well,
all right. One thing I will give a really good score is their design. I like their design. They got a bunch of stuff going on in the back. It tells you stuff like what is put into it, the malts, the hops, the spices, the spices. They have the average analysis per 12 ounce. Okay, so protein, there's no protein, 41 calories in the carbs, the IBU. I think that's kind of cool. They add that information in there. But what I really like is when Nate showed you the Amazon picture, they stuck with the same design, but they color changed, right? And they kept 4 colors. I think that's cool. I think there was a white, a green, this blue one, and maybe a red one. I like that. I like that it's a carpenter. Maybe these guys are obviously they're Canadian. Maybe they work in the woods or whoever. I like how the trees are at the top of this label, and then there's a saw, and then the wood. I think that's a cool creative design, which encapsulates probably a lot of their personality. I'm going to give them a score of 4.0. I really like this can.
Yeah, I like the can too. They tell you it's not a story like a paragraph long story, but they give you a lot of information that you can kind of take a story out of it. Tells you what style of beer, like all the things Danny just said. I like that about it. I wish it wasn't a sticker, but other than that, 3.5.
Nice. All right, popularity. Look, a lot of people don't know about this. They know about non-alcoholic beer, but you saw the check-ins. They were okay, but it's probably regionalized. And when I say regionalized, Montreal is very close to New England, and New England is all about these right now. So I think that a lot of that crosses over the border into the United States, and that's a lot of the popularity. But out west, we got it because we go to a national distributor like Total Wine, and I think that's pretty cool. So I guess it's getting popular, but I've never really heard of them. I'm going to give it a score of a 2.0.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 2.5 because popularity-wise, the score is going to be really low. But when you factor in the ability for people to get their hands on this beer, anybody can. If you have access to Amazon, you have access to this beer. So I'm going to go 2.5.
That's true. That's a good point, Nate. You probably should have said something like that. I'm glad you mentioned that. If you have access to Amazon, which everyone does, you have access to this. TMD X Factor, look, I gave him a 1.5. There's no alcohol in it. These things are cool. It's fun to be sober. I like it. But I like beer for the alcohol and the flavor, and the two of them mixed together. I like the way they make me feel. This beer, I think it's cool. I think the company as a whole is doing something really good for people. I think that gets them in there for a little bit, but I'm going to give them 1.5.
I'm going to go with 2. For much of what I agree with much of what you're saying, Danny. It's I look forward to next year doing Sober October again and finding more better, or maybe I shouldn't say better, but newer opportunities on the market, and hopefully the game is elevated at that point.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing it. But hey, guys, that's it for today. The one half of Battle of the Wheat series. We had the Sierra Belgium. Is it Sierra? And the Belgian white, Nate gave it 11.5. I gave it a 12.5. Uh-oh. I'm going to say, I love it. So 12.5, 11.5. Not bad, okay? Half of what we would normally give somebody. Nice.
Soberized, yes, 100%.
Have you guys ever been 100% soberized for all of our? Yeah. Well, not necessarily, okay? We did drink on October 2nd, so...
No, but for what we did, we acknowledge that because of the day of the show. But yes, since we started Sober October, we've been 100% sober.
Yeah, I haven't even eaten rum raisin cake.
Well, you're not 80.
I like rum balls. All right, let's go ahead. Couldn't do a sober October. It's my birthday month. Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go. Well, I get that.
Actually, the best sober is probably June. It should be sober June.
I don't know. October is pretty great because you're getting yourself ready for the holiday season where you know you're going to go ballistic.
I know, but there's a couple of times where I wanted to drink during football.
Dude, I'm missing the entire postseason run. I can't believe I haven't broke the rule, to be honest with you.
I'm surprised. I can't believe you haven't either.
I thought about it a couple of times, guys. It was I was at the fridge. I was looking at it because I was pacing back and forth. There's foot marks on the floor for how much I was pacing through that San Diego Padres series. And I was looking at the fridge outside.
Well, I will say this, Nate. This has been a complete sober month. It's been a complete sober show, but I did the absolute most alcoholic drunk thing I could possibly do. So I might as well own up to it. And I went ahead and scored and mentioned the Sober Carpenter on the wrong beer.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were saying. You were like, Suri. I'm like, I think that's the other.
Right, so I ran out of ink. Okay, I ran out of ink on my printer, so I've been doing it old school. I gotta fill that up this week, along with my air purifier. So I'm able to tell. Today, I don't know what happened. It got the best of me. But hey, if you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, down below is our handles. We're going to be moving to our own show on YouTube, our own channel. So I look forward to that next month, where we're going to have all kinds of beer-related stuff going on, not just the live show. We're going to be having brewery tours where we're actually in the tour. We're going to be doing one-offs, some JOBs, just one beers, where we go ahead and we talk about some beers and just give you the score without all the extra show stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun on that channel. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be its own YouTube channel called The Weekly Beer Show. But if you want to follow us, like I said, on Twitter and IG, down below is our handles. Nate, what do you say we get into the next beer?
Let's do it.
All right, I've already alluded to it by mentioning the company name. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but it's called, I think, Sierra Brewing Company, Grainwave.
I'm gonna say it's pronounced Saria, but that's just me. I could definitely be wrong. Saria?
Yeah, it's a malt beverage brewed with orange peel, coriander, and natural flavor.
Already scares me, dude. Malt beverage, not feeling that right off the jump.
What's that?
That is a distinction for the quality of this beer, in my opinion. Like, if you ever have malt beverage, hard seltzers are malt beverage, right?
So it's
malt. Yes, exactly. So there you go.
Edward 40 hands. All right, my favorite kind of jobs. Yeah, I love it. All right, so this one is a brewing company out of
Arvada, Colorado.
Arvada, Colorado. Okay, now this is a little bit more in the calories. This is 77 calories. But it's got 1 gram of protein, Nate. It's pasteurized for prolonged deliciousness. That's good.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see. Let's go ahead and crack this sucker open, smell it, and taste it, Nate.
All right, neither of these overflowed on me, so that's kind of a win.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nate. He's not lying.
Oh,
Nate.
you know what? There's a lot of orange in this one, in the nose.
Yeah.
Ton. Like compared to the last 2 stouts and compared to the last the Sober Carpenter that we just smelled, there was no nose on any of those beers. The first 2, the Athletic Brewing had a nose on both of them. The other ones, this is the only one that had one.
It's the Grainwave, my man. Wave it up.
I'm hoping it's good. I'm going to keep my mind open here. Interesting.
All right, let's go ahead and pour it in and give it a taste, Nate. Grainwave, I bet you it's going to be really light. Oh, it's got a little bit of a weedier look to it, I guess. Lots more foamy head. You like head?
Yeah, there's about 2 inches here. Yeah.
What are you giggling about, man? Yeah, there is. It's a lot. It's a hard pour, as our friends would say. Dave's TV. Definitely, it looks like a banana cream pie.
It definitely looks like a cream pie.
Dude, I was at the Clippers game. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and my friend Strawberry knows like once we get company tickets, so we get really nice seats. It's called the Salmon Well Club. It's a buffet. It's like all fancy. You're in a cushiony seat. It's just really nice to watch. I've gone to Clippers games, Lakers games, and the Kings hockey games. But she knows this off the menu banana cream pie. It's like somebody just scooped some bananas and clothed it, and then they drizzle it with caramel. And holy shit, is that thing good, man? What's your favorite kind of pie, Nate?
Key lime pie.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about pie, but let's go ahead. Cheers, my friend. Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, a lot more flavor. A lot more flavor. I could taste it. Nate alluded to it by saying that you smell and then you get a lot of the nodes of the oranges. Man, I wasn't sure how it was going to taste, but this thing's got a really like a creamsicle flavor to it. It's got the froth and the creaminess of this. See how it's not dissipating; it's staying there. Well, that goes down with your gulp, and the gulp is really infiltrated by the orange taste.
Yeah.
I told you that says right here on the can they got orange peel in there. You can friggin' taste it. It's the most predominant flavor going on. What do you think?
It's super orangey, Danny.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have ever tried. There's a particular Hefeweizen out there right now called Cali Squeeze. Danny, I don't know if you've tried it.
I haven't.
They have a blood orange offering, and it tastes like this.
Really?
Yeah. It's just the orange is almost. It's very powerful. It's almost too much. And it has a bit of a body to it. There's a bit of mouthfeel to this compared to the other one. It doesn't taste like a hard seltzer, which I'm surprised considering it's a malt beverage. I went in skeptical, and it's an improvement on the last offer.
Yeah, it's really good. Do you remember this one, Nate, from Boneyard? The blood orange. This one was good.
The
one of my favorite labels.
Oh, the incredible pulp. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, this thing is. I mean,
I want an IPA, dude, so bad.
I want one of these.
Yeah, I can do. I'll drink six of those now.
Gillies. All right, so yeah, this beer definitely right off the bat is probably the best flavored of the beers that we've done. I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see this go up against a hazy athletic, but really nice flavor to it.
I don't know about that. This isn't at that level, I don't think.
This is good, bro. This is juicy.
It's good because we started with this, which was not good.
No, this is good, man. This tastes like look how thick it is, right? Take a good look. It tastes, you know what it tastes like? And I asked Nate to pick me up some. Unfortunately, they didn't have any, but it's one of my favorite beers because, beer has an effect on you when you're feeling good at that time. And I always feel good when I come to Las Vegas, but we went to Beer Zombies, and they sell these like slushy beers. They're like the weirdest things ever. Like old school dudes would probably be snobby about it and say it's not beer. New school beer people will say that it's the wave. I'm right down the middle. I kind of like them, and I definitely enjoy them for being different. It tastes like you're drinking like the Hispanic puree drinks, the mango, like nectar. That's what this non-alcoholic beer tastes. A few thousand years in the making.
Well, so it's funny you say that because he's referencing what is the style of beer? They're basically pastry sours, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like the one from Beer Zombies, right? And they're all the foundational beer that they add to is a Berliner Weiss, which is a Hefeweizen. It's a Germanic wheat beer. So that's the base, and then they just add pulp, marshmallow, all sorts of peanut butter, whatever it is that they're adding. It's all super fruity and pulpy, and that's what gives that milkshake style character to
it. Frank says, are you guys sharing a list of your top 3? Might be really useful to have. I'll tell you what I'll do right now, Frank. I will tell you my top 3 right off the bat, not including Labatt Blue, okay? Because Labatt Blue is a macro. It's what I grew up on. It's something that I'll always go to. I'm going to give you my favorite IPAs, my favorite stout, and my favorite lager. Right now, I'm going to give you my top 3. If you guys want to check these out, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to tell you what they are. And you, Nate, you can try yours too. This is my go-to if I was to drink one or top 3. So my first IPA, without a doubt, Maine Brewing Lunch. Okay, Maine Brewing Lunch is the best IPA in the world. You're not going to beat it. Okay, my favorite stout. My favorite stout is from Al Smith Brewing. It's called Speedway Stout. Now they have a lot of high octane ones, like double stout, chocolate stout. But I'm talking about the original stout, the Speedway Stout. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. And the lager would be Gilly. So there you go. There's TMD's favorite 3. That's what I'll tell people. Until those 3 are beaten, I'm going to stick with it. That's Nate. Can you think off the top of your head?
Man, that's hard. I'd like to actually think about that. I feel like you stole my IPA.
What do you mean? It's the best.
Man, I love the lunch, man. That's probably my favorite. It's either that one or Heady Topper.
See, I like the other one better than Heady Topper. Smooth Seas.
Yeah, but that's not really an IPA. That's like
hazy.
Yeah, there's more shit in it. You know what I mean? So I take it out of the category of an IPA.
Yeah.
For what was the other one? Stout.
Yeah.
Old Rasputin for me, probably.
We never reviewed that.
It's probably either that or the Narwhal from Sierra Nevada. I really like that too. They're drinkable.
We never did this. I have a Rasputin in the fridge.
We'll do that. We'll do that because it's in November. We'll do a bunch of stouts. And then for what was the other one? Lager.
Yeah.
Keep stealing my fucking moves, dude. The Gilly's mine. That's me. I found that fucking thing.
Dude, what do you want? You want a fucking hand job? No, dude. Thank you for introducing me to it.
He's stealing my fucking personality. No. That would be it. It would be the same. I'd say Gilly's, lunch, and then Old Rasputin.
I actually wanted to go for the IPA, the Smooth Seas, but you're right. I didn't because Smooth Seas is a double IPA. Yeah. It's different. I'm just talking about the straight, the main lunch. If I really go through them all, no, this is my 3. I'm not stealing anything. You should be happy. Not wrong about Maine. See, all right, those are good beers, man. I'll let you know what I'd really like to do, and I wanted to do this ever since I was in my room doing it alone in front of the thing. Is give you a top 10, my top 10 list per beer, per IPA, stout, lager, pilsner. So. Maybe me and Nate will compile that list for a Christmas present or something. I don't know. How do we vote on Sierra Nevada? Oh, hey, dude, night end. I really want to have a drink with Damien and Frank one day. The Old Rasputin is a night ender.
It is.
And that could be interpreted 2 different ways, to be honest with you. He could mean all right, it's the end of the night. I think I'll have a drink and go to bed and have a nightcap, or you're out having a good time. You drank 7 beers already, and you have an Old Rasputin, and the end, it's like somebody switches the lights off. Frank said, "How do we vote on Sierra Nevada Celebration?" That's a good one, Frank.
Dude. It's already been released. People are already lining up for it.
Yeah, that one's phenomenal. But hey, this is what we're drinking now. If you're just hopping on, it's a Sierra. Okay, I believe. It's pronounced Sierra. It's a Grainwave. It's pretty damn good. It's a wheat beer. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a non-alcoholic wheat beer, and it's got a lot of flavor. It's got a lot of oranginess to it. It's very smooth. It's got a creamy flow to it. I like this a lot, Nate. All right, time to go on a brewery tour. Let's do it.
All right, man. So, again, credentials down here below. They are on Instagram and Twitter. Saria Brewing is their handle. They are located out of Arvada, Colorado. There's Colorado in red on the left, and Arvada, I believe, is just outside of Denver. I'm not 100% sure. Danny's been to Colorado. I have not. Today's beer is the Belgian White, non-alcoholic wheat beer, 943 check-ins. So the interesting thing here is that the check-ins are very similar to the white option from Sober Carpenter, maybe about 50 less, but the score is higher. So 3.2, and I have to say, after just taking the first few sips, it feels like the score should be higher. Just their Untappd page and another little picture. Doesn't it look like champagne in the glass? Slightly, maybe a little bit more cloudy, but it's very, very light in color. Wanted to talk a little bit about their family. Well, not really that much about it, but this is what they put on their website. Delicious alcohol-free beer. Saria is family run. Born among the trees in green Colorado mountains, Saria is independently owned and operated by legendary brewmaster Keith Villa, his wife Jody, and their daughter Catherine. So family owned, operated. I like that too. It's cool.
Yeah, Keith, Jody, and Catherine. Good job.
Area. So Saria is how you pronounce it. How did we get our name? Our name, Saria, pays homage to Ceres, the ancient Roman goddess of harvest. According to popular myths, Ceres was the guardian of precious crops like wheat, hops, and barley, which means she held the magic key to brewing delicious beer. There's no one we'd rather have on our can. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, I like that. Who we are, sometime around 5,000 years ago, humans first started combining barley, water, and other ingredients and playing around with this thing called beer. With that same energy, we started Saria. Combining a commitment to craft with a desire to do things differently, we created an alcohol-free beer with the flavor you'd expect from a world-class brewery. From creating our own brewing methods to experimenting with different flavor notes, we're excited for you to try Saria for yourself. It might be the best thing to happen in beer since brewing.
Nice.
Ballsy. And there are a couple of their options.
I like it.
Grainwave, the India Wave. I like their style a little bit. And of course, you can buy this stuff online and have it shipped everywhere like all non-alcoholic options. That is Saria, Danny.
Wow. Once again, did you see the price? Was it $14.99 a six-pack?
There you go. Yes. And that is what I paid.
So $30 at 12. That's expensive, but I got to say, this thing is leaps and bounds better flavor than the previous beer. And, I think it might even be better than the IPA from Athletic Brewing. But it still seems to be undetermined to the end of the show. Let's go ahead now and do our favorite part of the show. The old what would you rather? What would you rather? What would you rather? Guys, you can go ahead and tell me in the comments below. Wait till after the show. Let me know. I'll answer back. But these questions, there's no right or wrong. There's nothing that you could say that it would be wrong. We're not doing anything disgusting this week. We're going to go back to the old format next week. We're just going to roll with these. These are all based off of what wheat beers are predominantly brewed with, okay? Keep that in mind, brewed with, okay? And so starting with the first one, the master of wheat beer brewing, the legendary place of Bavaria, Germany. I'm going to give you a ticket. You can go either one of these places. Bavaria, Germany, in the mountains. That is a beautiful looking castle. You can walk on those cobblestone streets. You can get plastered, walk up and down those little steeples, and have a good time in Bavaria. Or you can fly on over the United States and go to Portland, Oregon, where you have Allagash, and you have boats, and you have city, and you got a beautiful, cool city that is basically encapsulated around forests and butts up against the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. So beautiful place, Portland. Now, for me, this is a no-brainer. Portland used to be one of the places that I wanted to visit the most. Unfortunately, the last several years, they fell under some weird turmoil. I don't know, whatever, but it looks like Venice Beach. And I'm not really interested in going to Portland anymore. I'm definitely interested in visiting Bavaria. I would go back there. I could probably even live there. I'm going Bavaria all the way.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. It's a little bit unfair going to the OG with a castle like that. I mean, how can anybody in their right mind say no to going to this place? But everybody's got different taste. For me, I'm going to Bavaria. Not particularly close either.
Yeah, Damien says easy choice, Bavaria. Chris says Portland. Okay. wants to check out Dame Lillard. I definitely will want to see Portland. Oregon is one of the 6 states that I haven't been to. I've been to 44 states. Oregon's one of them.
This is Portland, Maine.
Oh, that changes everything.
Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. Just hold on. You were talking about like the homelessness. I'm thinking that's a big deal up in Maine.
Yeah, guys. Okay, it does butt up against the Atlantic Ocean. It is surrounded by a forest. It doesn't have the turmoil and social issues that Portland, Oregon has. Guys, welcome to Portland, Maine. That's pretty funny.
Yes, that was great.
All right, that's pretty funny because and coincidentally, Portland, Maine is one of the other 6 states. I've never been to.
You've never been to Maine?
I've never been to Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and I've never been to Oregon, Washington, or Alaska. Those are the 6 I've never been to.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, moving on, guys. It's time to go to the next one. Okay, guys. I don't know what the next one is. It's what's brewed. Oh, what would you rather smell or eat? What would you rather eat? Okay. Sorry. Would you rather have what is pretty much what we've been talking about, whether it's the Cara or whether it's the Cara orange or the blood orange or just some type of orange? Would you rather eat an orange or would you rather go bananas? B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N, bananas. I don't know. All right, bananas, there they are. Look how they grow. It's so interesting. This one's a layup for me, dude. Bananas is probably my favorite fruit. I really like blueberries, so it's one of those two. But bananas, I absolutely love. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and I ate 2 bananas. I just wanted to eat them. So for me, no-brainer, bananas.
I like the idea of bananas more than I like actual bananas. I'm going to go the orange. There's something about a really good orange. I just like it better than the banana. For me, orange, no-brainer.
Okay, all right. All right, moving on to the next one. The next one is, boom. There he is, Otto the Orange, the Syracuse Orangeman. Excuse me. Syracuse Orangeman mascot. Now, this one is, it's pretty interesting because I grew up around Syracuse, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Just click on the next one. Or would you rather go to, we're missing the banana slug. There he is. UC Santa Cruz mascot, which is up north on Santa Cruz. It's a beach town. It is a banana slug who reads Play-Doh. This one, another no-brainer for me because I'm very look, I don't regret some of the things I did in life. I don't regret most of the choices or whatever. It's officially the Syracuse Orange. They changed it. But I think, knowing what I know now, if I was to go back and do I guess over again, I was an athlete and I probably would have tried to walk on to either Syracuse football or Syracuse baseball and gone to Syracuse to study sports broadcasting. That's probably the route I would have gone if I would have continued athletic. Luckily, I was very happy with where I ended up with school and how the athletics went. But I always liked Syracuse. It was the big school that was closest to Buffalo, if you will. Now I live here with UCLA and USC. People grow up around big universities. I never had that because UB wasn't very big. Neither was Buff State. No offense. But Syracuse was the one. I'm going with the orange.
I'm going to go banana slug. It's just so unique and weird. I mean, look at that thing. It's an actual slug reading Play-Doh, which I didn't even realize until you said that. I can't not go banana slug. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, a lot of people don't know about UC Santa Cruz banana slugs. The fame that the heightened fame that really brought them to the forefront was a movie called Pulp Fiction, where John Travolta is wearing a T-shirt from the UC Santa Cruz banana slugs. Nate knows what I'm talking about. A slug, seriously? Yes, Steve. I know. He's just a slug, seriously. Slugs are cool. All right, going on to the next one. A worker. What would you rather be? Nate there working in the wheat field, okay? One of my favorite songs ever is by Tragically Hip called The Wheat Kings, or our friend Geronimo, I think is a banana farmer, okay? He's in there cutting down things. I don't know. This one's tough because two totally different weather patterns, different way to go ahead. Those might even not even be bananas. Those might be plantains. I'm not sure. For me, I'm going with the bananas. Look at that guy. He looks very happy. He's got his shirt off. He's hanging out in the jungle. It's probably warm as hell. And you get to eat bananas. What are you going, Nate?
I'm going this guy. He seems more my speed. I'm just gonna it just seems a little, I don't know. I'm going wheat farmer.
If you ever grew your hair long, I've never seen Nate with long hair.
Yes, you have.
No, like not like that.
My hair was long when I was in college. Remember, it was like down to here.
I don't remember, but I
remember it was platinum white.
You had M&M hair. That's all I remember. It was like straight M. He either says, I'll be in the office filling out the order and shipping after form. Oh.
Okay.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we're going with the last one, guys. Which would you rather? It is not disgusting. It's pretty mild, but here it is. Would you rather eat a slug? Would you rather drink 1 gallon of OJ or eat 16 bananas? That is easy. You'd go to acidic hell if you ever drank a gallon of orange juice in one sitting. I could probably do 16 bananas.
Really? You think you can do 16 bananas?
It's so funny that you said that because this is here because I swear to you. Yesterday I woke up in the middle of the night and I wanted a banana, so I ate 2 bananas real quick and just ate them down. And then in the middle of the night, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I just wanted to eat a banana, so I literally woke up and I started eating a banana. And then I wanted another one, so I ate another banana. And then I was curious about how many calories that it was. And I swear to God, Nate, I looked it up. You can look at my thing, and I was like, oh, a banana is 105 calories, right? So I know that to be in a caloric deficit, you have to eat less calories than you put in with your expenditure of exercise. So I was thinking to myself, boy, what if I ate 15 bananas and that would be my daily meal? And then I said, well, a gorilla probably just eats bananas, so maybe I'd have the physique of a gorilla. And then here you are asking me if 16 bananas. Weird kind of rabbit squirrel story. I'm going with 16 bananas.
Squirrel story. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I guess either one of them sounds awful to me. I guess I would try the orange juice. I'm going to agree with Damien. I would try the orange juice.
Just doesn't want to agree with me. I'm sorry. I like the Gillies. I'm sorry. I like the lunch. Okay. What are you going to do? Be thankful that you introduced it to me. All right, guys, moving on to the score. Once again, I switched it around. I'm not drunk. This is the non-alcoholic Saria. Okay. The goddess of harvest, the Greek goddess of harvest is the Grainwave, brewed out of Colorado. Let's go ahead and give it a score. Taste. Let me go finish this. I'll tell you how I feel. I got to be honest with you. I really liked it. I thought it was great. I thought that the taste was flavorful. It tastes better than any non-alcoholic beer that I've tried. I think it's got a sweetness to it, the maltiness, the orangeness. I think it's a fantastic non-alcoholic beer. That's why I'm giving it a 4.0.
I'm giving it a 3.0. I like it way better than I like the one that we just drank previously, but I don't think this is even close to the Athletic Brewing. So for me, 3.0.
Okay. All right, $12.99 for a 6 or 4-pack, Nate.
6-pack. Sorry,
6-pack. Okay, so not bad. So a little over $2. I think the price is good. It's a little bit better than the 16 ounce, but I like the 16 ounces better always in the beer.
$14.99.
I'm sorry, $14.99. So about what, $3?
Yeah. So 12-ounce can versus 16.
All right. Yeah, the price is still kind of expensive, but I like what they do. So I'm going to give them a 3.0.
2.0 for me. Too expensive for guys. Whoever's brewing non-alcoholic beer, your pricing is too high. You should be giving me a fucking discount for drinking this beer. It's too much money. You guys are nuts.
All right, the design. I like the design. They do tell a story here. I like the color. Light blue is like right up next to black. It's my favorite color. I like that the name. It has some significance to the brewing or the harvest goddess, woman goddess of harvest. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna say I like their design so much. They're also gonna get a 4.0.
Yeah, I like the design as well. I wish there was a little bit more depth to maybe the font on here, maybe an extra layer. I don't know what's going on there. It just feels a little bit too, I don't know, simple to me. But I do like I like this face on here of the goddess. I like that they give you nice and pronounced the name of the beer. They do tell you a story, which is something I talk about a lot. A few thousand years in the making. They already talked about this. We talked about in the brewery tour. They give you, of course, the caloric information here. So I don't know. I like the can. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to give it a 3.0.
Nice. All right, popularity. Look, they had a little less check-ins than the other beer. It's a small craft brewery. It's not well known, but we were able to purchase that Total Wine, so people are knowing about it. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to strike them because it's just not known. 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2.0, just slightly higher because of the ability to buy it anywhere. They have roughly the same amount of check-ins as Sober Carpenter, so I can give it the same score, 2.0.
All right, now going with the TMD X Factor. For me, this was the best non-alcoholic beer that we tasted this month. I think the flavor is outstanding. I like what they're doing. I like that it's a family business of mom, dad, and daughter. I think that's really cool. I just really enjoy this one. I would tell people to try this one over anyone. I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.5 for the TMD X Factor.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2.0, just because I feel like, I'm not getting any connection with these non-alcoholic breweries. I don't know what it is. It feels like they're just rushed to distribution. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. 2.0 for me.
Okay. All right. Well, the verdict's in, Nate. My score for the Syrah. Now, these are flip-flops, so don't read into the name. I am going to go ahead and write a little arrow. I gave it a score of a 16.
All right, mine's a 12. I think that was 11.5 the first one.
A 12. Wow. Okay. All right. So total those up. Let's see who's the battle of the non-wheat beer. Will it be Sober Carpenter's Whites or Syria's Grainwave?
Andy, what were you for Sober? What were you for Sober?
Sober, I was 12.5.
And for Grainwave?
16 for Grainwave.
All right. So the winner, by kind of decent margin here, is the Grainwave of a score of 28 versus a score of 24 for the Sober Carpenter. Let me put this on something a little bit nicer.
Sober Carpenter's the winner?
No. 28 to 24.
Bear with us, folks. He's got to do math.
Grainwave.
Yeah, it's Grainwave. Hey. Grainwave with a 28, winning the battle of the wheat beer non-alcoholics. Man, Nate, what a friggin' month. We did it. Congratulations, okay? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what the quote of the week. Then we're going to show you what next week's beers are. And we're going to get out of here. And this one comes to us from Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic. Okay. And he said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Okay. And I love this quote because so many times, especially right now, whether it's in live talking about people or going ahead and spreading hate throughout the internet, people always have an idea of what a good person should be. But yet, are you really being as good as you should be? That's just a question that Marcus Aurelius asked hundreds of years ago, right? It's the age-old adage of don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Just go ahead and prove it. And I think that me and Nate really showed ourselves what it was like, wasting no time arguing what a good man should be when it comes to alcohol. We just did it, man. We just went ahead and said, you know what? We want to stop drinking. Let's just do it. Let's just see if we can do it. And we did it. We just stopped for 29 days, and we're probably not going to be drinking for another 5 more days. And Nate's going to enjoy himself on Tuesday. But we said 30 days, and we were able to do it. We didn't talk about other people, what they should drink and what they shouldn't. And you can apply these quotes to each little aspect of your life, I feel like. So without going and telling you guys, all this, that, and the other thing of how you should be, let me just go ahead and prove it to you. Just like Marcus Aurelius' quote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Just be one. Okay? I love that, and I hope you guys do too. Think about it. See how you can apply it. Go Phils. 3 more wins. 3 more wins. Before we get out, I want to let you guys know we did make it through the whole month of no alcohol. But next week is going to be a banger of a show. It's Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're bringing back all the good stuff, and we're starting with this one.
Whoa, what is that thing?
This is the Focal Banger, dude, from The Alchemist. Okay, The Alchemist brought us the IPA that most people consider the legendary #1 IPA, right, Nate? This is their second of that. Okay, this is a hazy IPA. It's a 7%er. It will be the first time I'm drinking alcohol. And what else are we doing, Nate?
We are also from the great state of Vermont, also doing the Fiddlehead IPA. This is another one of the top IPAs in that region. This is an IPA versus the Focal Banger, which is a straight-up IPA. That one's 7%. This is 6.2. So it'll be the Battle of Vermont IPAs next week. See you guys on Sunday.
Awesome, man. I love fiddleheads. No one else likes fiddleheads? Bubba. Bubba cooks fiddleheads all the time. Guys, thank you so much. Happy Halloween, everybody. And Nate, congratulations. You already 1 win in. I hope you guys can do it today. Thank you so much. Anything parting before you want to leave, Nate?
Yes. Go Phils.
Go Phils. All right. Thanks a lot, Nate, non-alcoholic. I'm Travel Man Dan. Have a great week. Go Phils. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Bye, guys.